Welcome back to Chicago Sports Update here on IAP Podcast. This is Matt.
And this is Brandon.
And thank you for your patience in us getting back to you. Here we are before Thanksgiving, the eve of, and we got a few good things to talk about. A couple empty wins for the Bears and Derrick Rose. I know you. I don't know. Did you happen to make it to my? I guess near meatball semi-psychotic rant?
No, was this on Twitter
Okay.
or?
No, it was on Twitter. Oh boy. No, on the last show.
Oh no, wait. When was that? Was from 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
I think I did.
Okay, it wasn't that bad or memorable. Either way,
It
that's
was
okay.
the rant on the Bears, right?
And then I ranted on the Bulls.
Oh, you know what? I
Or
must
specifically Derrick
Okay,
Rose.
I think I missed that part. I definitely heard the Bears part. I don't think I listened the whole way through, but I did hear your Bears rant, and I couldn't have agreed more. I don't know who actually could have. I mean, I think we're all on the same page there.
And unfortunately, that entire rant is now seemingly being undone with the empty wins over Minnesota and Tampa Bay. I feel like
You call them
I feel
empty
like
wins. I call them tank losses.
tank losses. That's good. That's good. Because I'm with you. I went full cub on this, and I want to get as good of a draft pick as possible.
I
right
thought
now.
3-13 sounded awesome.
Me too.
Not only does it hopefully get, whoever needs to be fired gets fired.
Yes.
I mean, you could go all the way up to the top, but we could, I guess, that probably wouldn't happen. But at the very least, the defensive coordinator, probably the head coach, the GM probably wouldn't happen, but it could with a 3-13 record. It could happen. So
Yeah.
And then obviously probably top 5 draft pick if you have 3 wins, and that has totally been blown up. They probably will only get rid of the defensive coordinator, and you're gonna have like the 15th pick now. It's just bad.
Honestly, I almost think it's coming full circle where Tucker isn't going to get fired, especially
He
if
has
they
to.
finish. If they finish the season 500, I really don't think so. And especially if they play better defense in the second half, which, and I shouldn't say better defense.
Well, they
but
might now that Lance Briggs is dead.
Yeah, for the record, he's not officially dead.
Dead and not playing, as opposed to what's been going on is he's dead and playing.
better said, yes. Completely better said. And I think that's the bigger issue. It's the fact that they've been so reluctant to get young and get able-bodied individuals out there to at least run to the right spot in a faster fashion than what currently is going on.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to maybe bites too hard on a play, it at least helps to have speed to make up.
Yes. And this isn't like a glaring. We have enough problems with Shea McClellan. This is more going after, just some of the rookies that are out there. Those players and draft picks that need the playing time and the experience in order to be fully functional NFL defensive players at some point in time.
Right.
So, what's most glaring, and I don't know what to really think about this. Have you been able to listen to much of the radio recently?
Little bit.
Like the score or anything?
Right.
Okay. One thing that came up yesterday afternoon, I believe, was someone finally did some magic stats. Maybe it was Monday night that they did the digging, and I think by digging they looked to the column next to whatever team the coach was at. But Mark Trestman has never survived
second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I did hear that.
Okay. Yeah, he hasn't survived anything past his second year, except for one instance, which was in Arizona, where he stayed 3 years and ended up taking their offense from middle of the pack down to 30th, up to 29th before getting fired. And I I guess my biggest concern is the fact that this was not reported at any point in time previous to this.
Yeah, I think everyone, well, everyone being maybe the media, but mostly the Bears front office, gave us uh, they showed us all the good, obviously, which I mean that makes sense. Um, they he did have success in his first year at a couple of different places, and that was kind of brought to light. But we never really heard about how after his first year, the second year he sucks
Right.
until until a fan, uh, a listener to the score himself kind of just did the digging. Um,
And I haven't. Okay, I'm gonna see how. Well, I don't. I really. Okay, I'll go on my phone because I don't want to lose the feed here. But my guess is that if I was to go over to NFLReference.com, I would be able to see not only Mark Trestman's entire career, but also how his team's offense had ranked that year. And I'm sorry, I really don't think that this would have been so hard to make the leap from wait a minute, he's bouncing around the league, yet he's getting fired all the time. Why is he going through so many teams? Why is he not getting the head coaching position? It just feels like there was maybe they all flubbed on this one, but this seems like something that should have been out there. I don't know during the coaching
but
search.
even I mean, look at what is I don't maybe they just don't care about that because look at Tucker, look at his history. He's never even had at least Trustman had good seasons where it was always his first season was kind of a good season. Tucker never even had a good season. Like what in I don't remember which show it was on the score. They said like if you hand in a resume to an employer and it shows that you're pretty much piss poor at your job no matter where you've worked, they're not even going to give you an interview. They will just throw that resume in the trash can and you
Right.
will not receive a call. Like, how did he even get a call? Like, who thought that was a good idea? You know what? The best he's ever done was like, I don't know, like 24th in the league. Like, we should get this guy. What? They shouldn't have even called him.
Yeah. I just don't understand it personally. I really just don't understand it at all.
Yeah,
I
it befuddles me as well.
it's it's utterly stupefying when it really comes down to it. It really is. Okay, let's see. Do, 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 do. Yes. Okay. Well, here we go. Offense, and this is going off of points in. Let's see. I believe this. Yeah. Or here we go. Yeah. Okay. Points a lot or points scored. He starts off at 14, staying at 14th in the league, and gets in Cleveland and gets fired. Then he goes to San Francisco for 2 years in 95, 96. He goes from first to third, and they end up getting bounced, if I'm reading this correctly. Then he goes to Arizona. They go from 15th to 30th and bounce back up to 29th. They go to Oakland. They're second in the league, bounce down to 26th, promptly dismissed. Last year, they were second in the league in points scored. This year, they are ranked 20th. What?
Yep.
This does not take, as you can tell, this does not take a statistical genius to read these metrics. I, I don't know. I'm just utterly befuddled by it, and I don't know how this happened. Certainly, if this was my resume as a coach, I'd be grateful the fact that I've been given as many opportunities as this. uh, and it everything just seems to be coming undone. You have an alleged halftime speech by Martellus Bennett, who is on seemingly a media blackout here in Chicago.
He
Give
also is against I think fantasy football
Oh
players
God.
because he hasn't scored over like three in like 2 months. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
know
why
that.
I haven't dropped him yet. Anyways, keep going.
It's the potential. It's the potential that we keep hoping for. Those projected points from TE are just too good. I, I don't understand it. This is a guy that honestly could have been bounced out of the locker room and the team during I was going to say spring training, but during summer camp. Not the fun time, but not the one with canoes and yeah, merit badges and those sorts of things. No, their training camp, and because he was fighting and potentially injured, could have potentially have injured one of your star recruit, or I shouldn't say recruit, but star draft pick. What? I don't understand what's wrong with the organization, with the team. Uh, this just seems to be a systematic breakdown, as I mentioned before. But what do we have to hang our hats on? And I don't think I've heard, and I'm grateful I have not heard puffy chested, proud Mark Trestman over two really empty wins. If they get back to 500 tomorrow, I feel like this is going to be the biggest tease in the world.
I think well, I don't know because who even if they win, and even if they win convincingly, which hasn't happened yet, even against two crap teams, um, two of the bottom three teams. I mean, besides Oakland, I think, well, maybe Jacksonville, but two really bad teams. I mean, they struggled to beat Minnesota. They struggled to beat Tampa Bay. So it's like even if they were to somehow beat Detroit, I still don't think anyone believes in the Bears. I don't even know if the Bears believe in the Bears.
I really don't think so. I think
At
I heard a
least
question.
certain guys, certain
Yeah,
guys in that locker room. I think no.
yeah, I'm with you. I don't think so, and I don't really know. Was it the offense calling out the defense? Obviously, Martellus Bennett being an offensive player. Did he call out the defense? Did he call out the offense for not executing? I mean, I've this is the first time I had to hear the offense was dumbed down in in Trustman's tenure here. This is the first time I've heard having to be dumbed down for Alshon Jeffrey
Well,
and
actually, you can go further, not just since Trustman's been here, but basically since Cutler has been our quarterback.
well, they dumbed the offense down because they had some really idiot wide receivers.
Yeah, but they were still letting Cutler sling the ball everywhere, throw downfield, and now that doesn't happen. Although, why should it? Because the only time he's had actual success throwing the ball downfield was against Atlanta, who sucks. Um, People are like,
Yes.
I've heard callers on the score, and even some of the hosts say, ask the question, why haven't they thrown downfield? This is before the last two games, and I was kind of talking to myself, answering the question. Jay Cutler had been throwing downfield. He hadn't been completing passes downfield. He was throwing it in a triple, yeah, 30 yards downfield into triple coverage, and then overthrowing it to boot. Um, I think Trustman kind of saw that. Uh, I think you know we played the game. Was it 2 years ago? Which would you take this quarterback over Cutler? Um,
Yes.
this isn't
And
news to us. I don't think Cutler's that good, and I defend him all the time because he's not as bad as some people think he is, or some people make it out, but
yes.
he's still not that good. If that makes any sense. I know I'm talking out of like both sides of my mouth here, but
No, I think it makes sense. And uh, I almost feel like he needs he needs unicorn receivers. And what I mean by that is he needs super fast,